Hi guys, and welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I want to talk to you guys about Bed Bath & Beyond, the restructuring plan that's coming out within 24 hours. And we told you the deadline was Wednesday. It appears dip financing, it's traditional dip. They're running out of money. Great. And they're sitting here, and you see the auction for the leases are going up. And if you see who's buying the leases, guys, 50 to Macy's, 40 plus, I think it was like 44 to Burlington Coat Factory. Michaels is buying leases. I want to tell you why I call it the retail coup at this point, because if you followed the DD that we put out, this is actually happening just the way we said it would. No, there is no reconstructed plan that you think is going to happen like someone else outside of it. They announce everything. It's extremely transparent because that's what bankruptcy is. But for people that don't understand, I'll explain it on a further scale. I feel Michaels, we know that is Apollo, by the way. Michaels is buying some of these leases as well. And when you see Burlington Coat Factory buying them, and Michaels and Macy's, that's the retail center of everything as far as private equity and how they have been leveraged. Those companies are driven by private equity. So it looks like they're going to use the vehicle, and I would tell you this, mass dilution of their own properties. If I'm a company, and it's kind of trying to follow the business model of what AMC did and what they tried to do to GameStop, they're going to overextend themselves on purpose and then force them to borrow money from private equity and in turn do it again and again until they're forced into bankruptcy. This has happened for the last 50 years on all companies, guys. They have stretched companies so far thin, and it happens. It's like rinse and repeat. You would think if you're an investor, you're like, oh my God, they're expanding. This is great. Sometimes it's not good to expand. Even currently now, it's not good to expand or spend your cash or spend your money. So when you look at companies like Kohl's, and I tell you guys this for a reason, Kohl's has the same three hedge funds running their company that ran Bed Bath & Beyond to the ground. And Kohl's has Thomas Kingsbury as the CEO. And if you guys don't know, Thomas Kingsbury used to run Burlington Coat Factory. So him being at Burlington Coat Factory for all those years, a decade, and then in turn going over to Kohl's, it's like you plant the seeds for what's about to happen. They're going to sell off their assets, and they're going to lease them back. It's going to cost them a lot because interest rates are what? Sky high. That's happening. That just happened to Bed Bath & Beyond. Yeah, it took 3 to 4 years to play out, but it really happens. And equity holders, they lose everything. They don't get anything back. And we try to tell you guys this, how it's going to happen. But when you see Burlington buying all this stuff and you see Macy's, you got to know who they are. And then when you go look at the board of directors for Burlington Coat Factory, go do it. I just did it just to reconfirm what I already had seen before. And it's private equity. It's everybody who has been a part of Federated, Macy's. They're from every single damn hedge fund that you can think of, Bain and Company. So if you know they've already had those deals in place, there's a reason why they're buying them. Because somebody like Dave Caston can write it out and carve it out this way because those are his buddies. He's been doing deals with these guys for a decade and a half. Holly Etlin's the same way, where they are already in the pocket of private equity. That's what they're there to do. The reconstructing plan, in 24 hours when it comes out, when they're reconstructing, you see that it's just liquidation within the Chapter 11. That's what you see right now. So I tell you this because I've seen the Bed Bath & Beyond stores around me, and even though they say they don't have closing signs, they don't have no closing signs because they're already closed. You saw that. If you guys didn't see that failed post on Reddit, that was debunked. But a lot of stuff's getting debunked. All these guys' theories are getting debunked because even though you can say something is possible, it's not probable. That's what I was telling you. And the last part of this, if you guys haven't put all this together, and it's going to go from company to company to company, Michaels will eventually file for bankruptcy again, and even though they have the backing of Apollo, and everyone does, because they all make money in bankruptcy. I hope people understand that. I had somebody ask me that question the other day in a Twitter Spaces call, like, Marantz, well, why do they want it to go bankrupt? I don't understand. And I was like, you don't understand because the executives are making money. They don't care if the company survives or not. All they care about is getting the raise that they're going to get. So, or the payouts and the golden parachutes and everything else. So Sue Gov has done her job. She's managed to carve up Bed Bath & Beyond on a platter to whoever wanted to buy it, and they found buyers for said pieces. And that's exactly what they're there to do. And they've done it with every other company. If you look at Golfsmith International, the one she was in charge of, they cut that bad boy up and gave it away to Dick's. They have partnerships with people. You look at all the food companies, all the grocery stores, it's the same thing. And then they in turn buy the next thing to carve up, like Cardenas. And as you go away from Ralph's and Smart and Final, the same thing. Like, they just carve up everything, guys. So it's connecting the dots, sure, but a retail connect the dots, they're going to overextend themselves again, stretch it out then to all of you guys. And people are going to tell you the unbelievable story. that this is the perfect time to buy things or expand, and Teddy this, Teddy that, all that crazy stuff. And I'm just like, no, not if you read the playbook, not if you listen to Mark Vadden. And guess what? Ryan Cohen and Mark Vadden have been working together for almost 2 decades now, and you're going to tell me that he's not taking his advice? He's taking his advice. So, or a decade and a half, I should say. So I love it. I love seeing it from afar, and I love enlightening you guys. But good luck on what this is, but it's done. And then people will tell you that it's not until it is, and they'll be like, oh, they're holding on hope for 24 hours. And whatever announcement comes out, they'll try to twist it and say it's great. Guess what? You're at 30 cents, guys. You're at 40 cents. I don't care. You'll never get back those dollars you put in. It really sucks, man. It really does, because you can tell people how it's happening, and they might not like you, they might not like your delivery, and they'll do personal attacks, and they'll do all of that. The truth is, the facts have never changed. Private equity has had an influence on leveraged buyouts, on publicly traded companies for 50 years. And this is no different. It played out just the way we said it would. It sucks. Peace.